Hare Krishna, good evening and welcome all of you all for our regular Bhagavatam class. So today we are starting with 1.1.4. So before we start, let's start with our Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavatir Nashtaki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are continuing with Bhagavatam with 1.1.4. By mistake, anyone remembers 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3 what I had taken? Does anyone remember? Most of the people are absent today. Okay, that is basically the Mangalacharan. Verse number 1 is Sambandha. Verse number 2 is Abhideya. And verse number 3 is Prayojan. So how do you understand a Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan? Sambandha means our relation with the Lord. It talks about the greatness of the Lord and how great Lord's Maya is. Abhideya is a process by which we can attain the Lord. And last but not the least, Prayojan, that is end, that is a ripened fruit of the tree. That is like, we can understand it very simply. Dharma Projita, what is the last verse? Third verse, verse number 3.
Nigam.
Nigamakalpataro galitam vilam sukhamukara darve amrit samviktam pibat bhagavata rasamalayam muhur aho rashika bhuvi bhavkaha. So here Bhagavatam is compared to as a ripened fruit of a tree, because the entire essence of a tree is inside a fruit. For example, just to brief you all with the last verse, suppose there is a mango tree. No, you have ever crushed the leaf of a mango tree? It also smells like a mango. The leaf also smells like a mango. Even the wood also smells like a mango. So do we get the same taste in the wood and in the leaves and the branches what we will get in the fruit? Similarly, one who tastes the entire Vedas individually, the sweetness doesn't come. The Vedas are the various branches of the tree. So finally, what you get is a ripened fruit, a ready-made fruit, which one has to eat to get supreme Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is compared to a ripened fruit. So the whole process of this Mangalacharan has to be by hearted. By any chance, anyone has tried to by heart the verse?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Can you start the Mangalacharan? 3 verses, please. Can you recite it, Mataji? You have to unmute yourself and speak.
Sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadi Asya Yato Anvayat Idatascha Artheshva Abhigya Swarata. Tene Brahma Radaya Adikvaye Muyanti Yat Suryaha Tejo Varim Rudam Yata Vinimayo Atra Trisargo Amrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Uhakam Satyam Param Dhimai. Dharma Projita Kaitavo Atra Parmo Niramat
Nirmat Saranam Satam.
Nirmat Saranam Satam Vaidam Vastam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayo Unmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kim Va Pareri Ishvaraha Sadorada Avadyutar Atre
Abrude Atra.
Avrude Atra
Hmm.
Krutibihi Shushrusu Bi Takshana.
Fantastic. Very nice, Mataji. Very nice for a first trial. You're trying very nicely. Do the last verse also.
Nigam kalpataro galitam phalam shuk mukhad amrutam drava sanyutam pibat bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
Very nice, very nice. So nice. So at least you have added the Mangalacharan. 3 slokas of the Bhagavatam is added by you. So one thing is for sure. It is said if one reads even by heart one shloka of the Bhagavatam, you will get the same follow of doing all the 700 verses. I mean, all the 18,000 verses. So you will get the follow of that. Don't worry. But that doesn't mean the rest of the classes you'll be absent. That doesn't give a license for that. Okay. Now, the actual Bhagavatam starts from this next verse, which is a very, very important verse, 1.1.4. And Jigar Bro, can you please share the screen? It says, Nimishe animishe kshetre rishya saunakadyah satram swargaya lokaya sahasra samam ashatau. Ashatah. Okay. Now, Nimishe animishe kshetre. Now, Nimishe is referred to for what do you call as Naimisharanya, the place called Naimisharanya. Animishe kshetre. What does this mean? The spot which is specially favored to Vishnu. And which type of Vishnu it is referring to here? It is referring to one who never closes his eyelids. Always Lord's Vishnu's eyelids are always open. That's why it's called the sun and the moon of the Lord. So Animishe Kshetre, at the place of Naimisharanya. Let's go to the translation. Once in the holy place on the forest of Naimisharanya, great sages headed by sage Sonaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. Now, in this verse, I would like you all to give you all some understanding about Naimisharanya. How many of you all have heard about Naimisharanya? Forget about going it. Okay, you can close the screen share. We'll come back again to that. Thank you. How many of you all have heard something great about Naimisharanya? Naimisharanya किसे कहते हैं? No, Mudit. What do you know about Naimisharanya? What have you heard?
Naimisharanya was the place where the Bhagavatam was recited, and I think Sanatan Goswami recited, told the Bhagavatam 18,000 MCs or something of that sort.
One. I would mute someone. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Please repeat. Sanatan Goswami told in Naimisharanya.
No. Sanatan Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj. Sorry, my bad. Basically, 18,000. A lot of.
Sanatan Goswami कहाँ से आ गया प्रभु जी यहाँ पर?
नहीं, कुछ गलती नाम गलत बोला, लेकिन 18,000 जन को it was recited in front of a lot of people. I know
it was 88,000 rishis.
88, okay. I remembered 18.
88,000 rishis, and at Naimisharanya, Sutta Goswami. That is why here it is mentioned about Naimisharanya. Shaunaka Adi rishis. Shaunaka was the leader of all the rishis. 88,000 ऋषिज एक साथ तो कुछ बोलेंगे तो सुनाई नहीं देगा. So 88,000 rishis had assembled over there. This was at the end of Kali Yuga. And there all these rishis had gathered.
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
at the end of the
Okay. At the end of the Kali Yuga. 1 minute.
Dwapar Yuga, na?
Dwapar Yuga.
At the end of the Kali Yuga, at the starting of Kali Yuga. 1 second, just. Yeah, at the end of Dwapar Yuga, that is the starting of beginning of Kali Yuga, all the sages had assembled over there, and they wanted to do a big yagya. That's what this translation clearly states. Headed by performed a 1,000-year. Jigar, you make it in such a way that no one can unmute. Only you can unmute them as and when required. So great sages assembled over there to perform a 1,000-year. That is why the word used is Sahasra Samam. That is 1,000. Sahasra means 1,000. So the sages were meeting over there. But Naimisharanya has very, very important from various, what do you say, yugas. Naimisharanya is a very pious place. How many of you all know that Love and Kush recited the Ramayana first time at Naimisharanya? Naimisharanya is a place where Love and Kush recited the Ramayana first when Lord Ramchandraji was doing this Ashwamedh Yagya at the bank of a river called Gomati. Gomati river wahan behti hai. And please note this point, very important point. Ashwamedh Yagya can be done only by a Kshatriya, and it has to be done on the bank of a river only. So Ramchandraji was doing the Yagya on the bank of the river. People who have gone will realize this place. It's a very nice place. Still, there is no construction in that place. It's Aranya means forest. The word Aranya itself refers to as follows. And Naimish Aranya means Naimish Aranya. Aranya means forest. Another importance of this place is when the rishis went to Brahmaji. Many rishis went to Brahmaji because they wanted to do tapasya. So they asked him, what is the right place where we can do the tapasya? So Brahmaji made a small wheel of grass, I think, and he threw it, chakra. That is why it is called as Chakra Tirtha. Aaj bhi Naimisharanya ko Chakra Tirtha kehte hain. And it went and fell over there. And still that place is there. It is supposed to have, a hole is so deep that it goes through and through. That's what they say. Britishers tried to do an experiment by putting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands meters of iron chain to find out the bottom of it, but they could not find the bottom of it. They left it. They gave it up. And आज भी वो चक्र तीर्थ है, आज भी उसमें से पानी आता है. It's a very nice place. And it is said that it is the center point of the pivot of the entire universe. You know, when the universe is going, there's something called the axis of the universe. It is that point where the axis of the whole universe, where all the planets pivot around. Thirdly, there is a place called Hanuman Kadhi. That is the place where Hanumanji came out after killing Ahiravan with Ram and Lakshman and proceeded south from there. I mean, all of you all, I hope, know the story of Ahiravan. How many of you all don't know? Can please raise your hand? Everyone knows, so not a problem. Only Jigar doesn't know. For one person, personal tuitions. Huh? One person doesn't know, it is personal tuitions. Many doesn't know, then it is from the class. Okay. अब नेक्स्ट टाइम से सब लोग हाथ ऊपर करेंगे, नहीं तो आप जिगर ब्रो आप रिक्शा रख के घर पे आ जाना, बैठ के पर्सनल ट्यूशन दे दूंगा मैं आपको. So Ahiravan was the brother of Ravan. And just going to the little details of it. When he was born, he was supposed to be, what do you say, bad curse, bad omen for. So Ahiravan was thrown in the field as it is when he was a small child. But it is said that he had the capacity to bore a hole, drill a hole and go underground. So he went underground into the Patal Lok, and there he used to do all black magic and all. So it was the same person whom Ram and Lakshman were to be offered as sacrifice to Ma Durga, Ma Kali, sorry. And when the war was going on, when Ram and Lakshman, even Bibhishan had given a very strict instruction, please be careful, Ravan will do some of his Maya trick. So to make sure that no one enters, Hanumanji had coiled around Ram and Lakshman. And it was Ahiravan who drilled a hole from inside and took Ram and Lakshman from below and took it to that kingdom, and they were to kill him. At that time, Hanumanji reaches there and he kills Airavan. Finally, he kills Airavan and releases Ram and Lakshman. And it is that point at Naimisharanya, they both came out. How many of you all have heard about Vritrasur? Vritrasur के बारे में किसी ने सुना है? Okay, nice. Vritrasur, actually this comes in Bhagavatam. We'll be studying in detail, but I'm just giving a brief idea of who was Vritrasur. He was none other than Chitraketu Maharaj in the earlier birth, and then he comes as Vritrasur. And Vritrasur was fighting, he was like invincible. It was created from the Agni of an Havan. I'm not going to the details of the story, but what is the importance of Vritrasur here is Dadichi Muni was the only person who had done Narayan Kavacha part n number of times. So because Dadichi Muni had done this thing for n number of part, for n number of years, he had bones as good as Vajra, as good as thunderbolts. So the Asur could not be killed by anyone. So for helping Indra, Vishnu tells the demigods, go and ask Dadichi Muni to give up his body. And if he gives up his body, from his bones, you make a Vajra or a weapon. From that weapon, you can kill Vritrasur. So Vritrasur was actually not a demon, though it comes under the name of Asura. He used to be more pious than Indra. So it's a very nice, funny personality in Bhagavatam, which we'll be studying later on. So what happened was when Vritrasur was to be killed, Dadichi Muni was requested by the Devatas, can you please give up your body? I mean, just for the fun of it, Dadichi Muni said, oh, you think anybody will give up his body that easily? The most dearest thing for anybody is his own body. And then after some interaction and nice tattva realizations, he says, okay, I'll give up my body. But the way he gave up his body was very, very, painful. His body was fully applied with curds, honey and curds. And then the cows were asked to lick that. And it's said that cow's tongue is very sharp. So a small blade-like thing cuts. And they licked not only the curd, they licked over his whole flesh and everything. So that's what Shastra says. And that is how, even if you go today also, you can see the Dadichi Muni's ashram. Whenever we will go, we'll take you all over there. It's a very nice place. So there is one more reason why Naimisharanya is very important. And that reason is Naimisharanya is a place where Manu and Satrupa did very long tapasya, just eating some dried leaves. They were doing tapasya. And finally, they got the boon that Lord himself will be born as their child. So these are so many important reasons why Naimisharanya is a very, very important place. Very, very important place. You all once should go and visit Naimisharanya and try to understand the place. There are still one or two spots which when we'll go there, we'll understand that on a personal basis, on a one-to-one basis. So at this point, 88,000 rishis, because this was a very nice holy place, and it is said to be Lord himself in the form of a forest. Lord in the form of a book is possible, right? What is a Lord in the form of book? What is it called as? Come on, tell me. Unmute and speak.
Prabhuji, Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is nothing but Lord himself. And by the way, what is the meaning of Bhagavatam? What is the meaning of Bhagavatam? Yes.
The one who has qualities of Bhagavan.
What does Srimad Bhagavatam actually mean? That which gives you Krishna Prem, love of Krishna, understanding of God. Entire Bhagavatam only talks about relation between the devotee and God. चाहे वो रास लीला क्यों ना हो, चाहे वो अलग बाकी के स्टोरीज क्यों ना हो, everything talks about the relation between God and his devotees, and it is full of rasa. Why rasa? Everything has got understanding. In fact, what you said, Narottam Prabhu, as Bhagavad Gita, yes, it is Bhagavad Gita, but in which way it is Bhagavad Gita? The rules are put in Bhagavad Gita. How the rules are applied, that you come to know in Bhagavatam. That is why Bhagavatam is supposed to be most superior. It said little bit of Bhagavatam can give you even moksha. आपको मुक्ति भी दे सकती है. So at this place, all the rishis had assembled and they started doing havan, because that was the only thing they knew. But havans will not work. What happens is, because of havan, only their faces were becoming black, but they were not getting the desired result. So to get the desired result, they were just praying to Vishnu, and at that time, Sutta Goswami comes. We'll see in the next verse. One day, after finishing their morning duties by burning the sacrificial fire and offering a seat to the esteemed Srila Sutta Goswami, the great sages made an inquiry with great respect about the following matters. So, Sutta Goswami had arrived over there, so they gave him a seat over there, and with great respect and awe reverence, they literally they worshipped him, and then they asked certain things to the Sutta Goswami. So this verse is very important. Verse number 6 is very, very important. Go to the verse number 6. Yeah. The sages said, "Respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vices. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under a proper guidance and have also explained them." What does this mean? You can close the screen share also, it's okay. What does this mean? This verse shows us the qualities required to be a speaker of Bhagavatam, or actual qualities of a true Vaishnava. What are the qualities? Who can speak the Bhagavatam? Who is completely free from all vices. Now, what are the vices we are talking of here? Prabhupada talks about the 4 regulative principles first to be followed. No meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. It's like if a person who is doing all these activities, he sits on the Vyasasana and he starts giving lecture. That is what is happening in Kali Yuga. Most of the so-called speakers are themselves are not understanding the matter correctly, and they are giving big talks without any proper implications on it. Second, you are well versed in all scriptures, famous for religious life. So one who is sitting in the post of a guru or in the post of a speaker should be well versed with all the scriptures. It should not be that, okay, I just want to speak. I got a chance. I got the mic. Like the minister who gets a chance to speak, he doesn't leave the mic. It should not be like that. One should be well versed in all the scriptures. And not only the scriptures, the Puranas and histories as well. Means one's association with all those things, he should be well off. Earlier days, it used to be said, Guru के ऊपर अभिमान होना चाहिए. One should be proud of a guru. Why one should be proud? Shastra says one should not be proud at all. Then on what basis one should get proud on what the guru says? How do you understand that? Yes, Narottam Prabhu. गुरु पे अभिमान करना सही बात है तो कैसा, नहीं तो कैसा? Unmute yourself and speak. Oh, acha, Jigar has gone. Okay. So none of you all can unmute and speak now. Okay, no problem. It is said, Shastra says, in fact, you can start the video. All of you can start your videos, not a problem. It will be better for me. It is said that Yamunacharya used to say that I am very proud to be associated with my Guru. Here we are talking of Diksha Guru. I'm very much proud to be associated with my Diksha Guru. Why? I do not have all the qualities of a Diksha Guru. Or I do not have the qualities of a Vaishnava also. I am big great. But my Guru, he is very much perfect devotee. And because I am his student, though I am not fit for it, just because he has all the qualities, I will get through. I'll get past. That is why Guru पे अभिमान होना मतलब ऐसा नहीं I am connected to big Guru. आजकल तो गुरु पे, अच्छे गुरु पे तो अभिमान नहीं, उल्टा गुस्सा आता है. अरे खुद भी चाय नहीं पीता, हमको भी चाय पीने देता नहीं, खुद भी कुछ गलत काम करता नहीं और हमको भी कुछ करने देता नहीं है. This is the today's situation, because people want Guru as per their made to order, tailor made gurus they want. That is why you are having so many nakli gurus in the market. Why you are having so many nakli Bhagwan in the market? Because हमारा भगवान का परिभाषा अलग है. We have a different understanding about Bhagwan altogether. And what is the different understanding? We want Bhagwan nahi. We want ATM machines who solve our problems, gives us a lot of money, and can give us material happiness. And that is why we have got so many material gurus in this world. So first and foremost, one should always understand that a speaker should be well versed in the Shastra. He should be free from vices, and he should have studied them under a proper guidance or parampara. Many people don't know that they get fascinated by different dresses, different hairstyles of the speakers, different styles of the tilak, multicolored. There has to be one serial one time coming in the TV, and that serial was famous for one character who used to wear various funny characters of bindis. Shraddha Mataji, I think you can recollect. That's why you're having a broad smile in your face. I don't know who it was, but I used to hear that the market bindis used to be sold by her style of bindi. That was more predominant than the actual characters. So similarly, it is said that in actual Shastric world, there are only two type of hairstyle allowed. One is this hairstyle, or it should be jata, where you don't comb your hair or make it like bob cut, or what do you call it, flary up to this point, make you look like an Apache, I don't know, whatever you call it. So this is the problem in toto or in general with people, that people get carried away with these type of things. Whereas when you go and ask them, what is your parampara with which you are connected? Those people don't have any answer to that. There are various acharyas who say, except for these four authorized paramparas, so many panth are all illegal, not recognized. They openly say it, but the problem is these people don't want to implement it. People still want to go to those people who are from the non-parampara rather from the parampara. Parampara is very important. That it is clearly mentioned in this verse itself. Why you have come from a proper parampara, we want to get attached to a person who is coming from the proper parampara. And you can give us true knowledge. Today, people are running behind books written by one Bhatnaik or whatever it is, and other characters. From where to comment on anything, you should have some knowledge about it to give some uh, commentary on it. And people are giving so many commentaries without any properly studying under a proper parampara. And today, what we are seeing, our youth is misguided to a great level or to a great extent, and that thanks to our limited or no knowledge of the Shastra. That has led us to this situation. So if you, whenever we have to choose a teacher, the teacher should be having certain qualities, not the qualities which you like, the qualities which should be present as per the requisites or as per the requirement of the Shastra. It's not that one guru is very fat, very tall, handsome, ugly. No, we will not go to that guru. He's very ugly. One dog guru is very nice, handsome. We'll go to him. He cracks a lot of jokes, so we'll go to him. No. He may crack a joke, he may not crack a joke. He may be beautiful, he may not be beautiful. He may be ugly, no problem. But if he is having these following qualities, then one is supposed to listen under that personality. Jigar Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I would like to ask a question. So allow someone who wants raises his hand to unmute himself. Yes, what are the four qualities which I mentioned just now? Who can answer? Okay. Anybody along with Jigar wants to answer? Mudit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let the doubt go to the junior. Even when Duryodhana and Arjuna had gone to Krishna to ask for the Sena and sing accordingly, that time also Krishna said, पहले छोटे को हक होना चाहिए पूछने का. तो मुदित सबसे छोटा है compared to seniority wise. So मुदित पूछेगा. मुदित बताएगा. बोलो मुदित.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
is it no meeting, no intoxication?
Yeah, that is the vices. There should not be no vices in that person, right?
Right.
Then
That's all I remember, Prabhuji.
इतना क्वालिटीज बताया एक ही याद है आपको. ओके चलो नरोत्तम गुप्ता अगला नहीं अपना इसको जाएगा रिया को जाएगा. रिया बोलो.
So it is parampara. Then like
Go in a sequence na. First point to see the last point. Go in a sequence.
so he is well versed. Then he is a bona fide guru and he follows the Puranas. And he follows a parampara.
Okay. ये तो तीन हुए चार है.
No vices I told him starting.
चौथा मैंने तो सिखाया नहीं आप लोगों को. It's very small. And also explained them and how also explained them. Very important. See, Bhagavatam, you have to read very scrutinizingly. Bhagavatam cannot be read whimsically or the way you want. Bhagavatam is very, very specific. So please read them very scrutinizingly. What does it say? First, free from all vices, well-versed in all the scriptures, famous for religious life and in Puranas and histories as well, for you have gone through them under a proper guidance and have also explained them. So these are the 4 qualities which you all have to develop if you all want to become good speakers of Bhagavatam. So this is very important. Mudit, you have something to say or it's your hand is still raised?
I'm putting my hand down.
Okay. Fine. So this is
आपका क्लास चल रहा है? ये क्या हो गया? Not speaking. आपके AirPods
you got transcendental voices. So then 7th verse. Show the 7th verse translation. We will be reading the verses of those which are very important, and next chapter will be having a lot of verses which are very, very important. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasdev. Okay, make it unlockable for anyone. Huh? Keep it blocked for everyone. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vedavyas, who is incarnation of Godhead, and also Jigar. Jigar, keep it locked.
It is getting unmuted by itself. Not sure. I have put in the security that participants should not be allowed to unmute themselves, but I think it is getting unmuted by itself.
Narottam Prabhu, try unmuting. नहीं हो रहा है ना? Okay, fine. एकदम ताला मार के रखना. Okay, show the verse again. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, You are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is incarnation of Godhead. And you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Now, we have to understand that a person should not be just in some secluded place. He should be acquainted with those people who are in the field also. And they are some way or other interacting with each other, so that there is interaction between the knowledge. When the knowledge is there, it should have some interaction between, a senior devotee can speak to another senior devotee, and one who sees an interaction is always blessed. Go to the next verse. And because you are submissive, your spiritual master have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Very, very important verse. We have got to understand a lot of tattva from this verse. Okay, you can remove the screen share, H.G.Ram. Yeah. Let's understand this. And because you are submissive to your spiritual master. Now, what is this understanding of submissiveness? इसको कैसे समझेंगे? वही स्टूडेंट जो टीचर के सामने आके, प्रभु जी आई एम वेरी फॉलन, आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग, मैं बुद्धू हूँ, और आफ्टर 10 years also मैं बुद्धू हूँ, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है, एंड ही इज ब्रांड न्यू एज पैक, सील पैक. Then what would you call that? Submissive? Then what do you understand as submissive? How do you understand the implications or the thing with respect to this verse? Yes, Tanita Mataji. आज क्या बात है, मुद्दती सब बॉलिंग कर रहा है आज. कुछ मैच फिक्सिंग किया है क्या आप लोगों ने? Okay, Mudit, speak. Tell me.
Prabhuji, is it when whatever the Guru says, you listen to him, you follow all the advice that he gives?
Okay. Following the advice of a Guru. ठीक है. That's
like to
okay.
the T without questioning too much.
Okay, fine. No, that's wrong. I mean, without too much in the sense, if logically it has been explained, then you should not honestly ask the same question again and again. But till your doubt is not cleared, one should not accept things just because my Guru says.
Don't accept it blindly.
Blindly, yeah. That's the thing. Okay, fine. That's one point. Yes. Who wants to speak? Please raise your hand so that Jigar Prabhu can unmute that person.
That time we couldn't unmute him.
No problem.
Prabhuji, one who is very humble and who is ready to accept what Guru says.
Humble का मतलब क्या है? मैं वही जानना चाहता हूँ, humble का मतलब क्या है? What do you exactly understand by the word humble?
That actually understanding that that the Guru is, he knows everything and we don't know anything, and we are ready to accept what he tells us.
Okay.
And then we follow also what he
and after getting the knowledge, teach the same teacher, like some students are doing.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Like some students are doing
cheating.
Not cheating. Some students are doing. आपसे सीख के आपको सिखाने आ जाएंगे.
Prabhuji, may I add something?
Try कीजिए.
Prabhuji, submissive, what I mean, disciple or a student.
एक मिनट, one. Just एक joke याद आया. इसमें एक joke याद आया. Share. Let's make it a little more lighter. एक बार एक चेला गुरु के पास आया. बोला, गुरुजी हमको चेला बना दो. तो गुरु ने बोला, हाँ ठीक है, आपको चेला बना देंगे. करना क्या, बस 4 नियमों को पालन करना है और मेरे दिए हुए आज्ञा को पालन करना है. हाँ, कर देंगे. तो हो गया, चेला बन गया. तो गुरु के साथ घूम रहा था। एक दिन शाम को बारिश आने लगी, तो गुरु ने जाके अपने चेले को बोला, नया नया चेले को बोला, जाओ गो आउट एंड अनटाई, खुला कर देना उसको, बंधन से मुक्त कर देना गाय गाय को, और अंदर घर के अंदर लेके आना, आश्रम के अंदर लेके आना। तो चेला बोला, देखो गुरुजी, बंधन से मुक्त करना तो आपका कार्य है, आप करोगे, हम कैसे करेंगे, तो आप भी जाके कर दीजिए, बंधन से हम मुक्त नहीं कर सकते। सबमिसिव, हम्बल। गुरु समझ गया उस दिन, मुझे चेला नहीं गुरु ही मिला है, मेरे गुरु मिले हैं मुझे। नेक्स्ट डे बोला, अरे नहाने के लिए पानी लेके आना। गुरुजी कौन सा, गर्म पानी ठंडा पानी? गर्म पानी लेके आना। नहीं गुरुजी, आप कितने गर्म पानी लेते हो, इस काम को अंदाज नहीं है, आप भी गर्म करके ले लेना, कहीं ये ज्यादा गर्म हो गया और आपको शरीर को नुकसान हो गया तो। अभी इसमें हम्बलनेस हुआ। तो एंड में थर्ड गुरु ने बोला, अभी तो कुछ फायदा नहीं इसको बोल के। तो he said, ओके, एक काम करो, ये भी नहीं कर सकते हो, वो भी नहीं कर सकते हो, ठीक है, अंदर जाओ, मैंने खाना बना के रखा है, प्रसाद बना के रखा है, थोड़ा मेरे लिए ले आओ और थोड़ा आप लोग भी ले लेना। तो गुरुजी, अभी आपके 2 आ गया, हमने पूरे नहीं किए, अभी तीसरे आ गया तो पूरा करना चाहिए ना। गेटिंग द पॉइंट। हम्बलनेस का मतलब क्या है? what how do we, this submissive to a spiritual master is got a lot of depth to understand. That is why I'm saying. Yes, Narottam Prabhu, you are speaking something. Jigar, please unmute Narottam Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Prabhuji, what I mean, submissive means we are having lot of knowledge, but still we are having the thirst of knowledge. Still we are feeling we don't have much knowledge, and we are always seeking from the Guru. Whatever he is teaching, still we are in the learning phase.
कितने लोग हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ते हैं?
सबने पढ़ा है।
पढ़ा। अतुलित बलधामा, हनुमान जी को अतुलित बलधामा कहा गया है ना। What is the meaning of अतुलित बलधामा? What is the meaning of it?
जिनका वजन नहीं किया जा सकता, तोला नहीं जा सकता, या
और उसका पूरा डेप्थ ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है उसका? जो वजन, जो उनका जो ताकत है, उनका बल है, उनका तुलना नहीं कर सकते हो, यू कांट वेट और यू कांट मेजर इट और कंपेयर इट, एंड हाउ ग्रेट इट इज। सिंपल, it is said, nowadays we talk of horsepower, but earlier days it used to be गज का, गज मतलब हाथी, हाथी का पावर पर से गिना जाता था। जैसे महाभारत में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं ना, दुर्योधन had 10,000 elephants, power of 10,000 elephants, भीमा had the power of 10,000 elephants, so it used to be horse power के जगह पे वहां पे हाथी पावर के हिसाब से गिना जाता था। so he अपना क्या, हाथी जो है, उसका एक हाथी का बल अगर 10,000 हाथी का बल मिल जाए तो इट बिकम्स दैट गज हाथी, मतलब दैट इज देयर आर 4 elephants which take care of the 4 directions which are holding the earth. It comes, अगर आपने सुना हो तो शास्त्र में, कि क्षेत्रपाल जैसा होता है वो, मतलब एक क्षेत्र का हाथी होता है, इट कैरीज द वेट ऑफ द होल यूनिवर्स एंड इट होल्ड्स इट। तो अगर 10,000 एलिफेंट्स मिलते हैं तो वो एक एलिफेंट का बल आता है। अगर वैसे 10,000 एलिफेंट्स मिल जाते हैं तो एक ऐरावत का बल आता है, और 10,000 ऐरावत का बल आवे तो एक इंद्र का ताकत आता है, और 10,000 इंद्र का ताकत आवे तो हनुमान जी का ताकत नहीं, हनुमान जी के ये उंगली के छोटे से बाह का ताकत है। Get this point? But when he went to Lanka, what did he do there? When he went to Lanka, he was caught by Ravan. Well, he allowed himself to be captured by Ravan, and he went in front of Ravan. तो रावण कहते हैं कि यार ये बल कहाँ से मिला तुझे, इतना सब तूने जलाया, इतना सब नाश किया, तोड़फोड़ किया, बल कहाँ से आया? तो ही यूजेस द सेम वर्ड कि जिनके वहां से आपको बल मिलता है, मुझे भी वहीं से बल मिलता है. We both are getting the same ball from the same point. So it's a very nice, it's not written in any shastra, but many Tarkic, or rather not Tarkic, sorry, many acharyas and gurus, they speak about this. They say, एक बार रावण और हनुमान जी ने बोला, चलो, let's have a 1-to-1 fight. हनुमान जी said, okay, I'm ready for it. But fight कैसा होगा? बोला ऐसा नहीं, 1 hour you fight, 1 hour I fight. It should be one blow, like the Western cowboy movies में होता था, the fastest gun alive, just tack, who shoots first, he wins, the other person dies. So you're like, I give one blow, you give one blow, and who falls down loses, who stands wins. एकदम short, एकदम जल्दी खत्म करना. Hanumanji said, okay, fine, great, that's great. Now who first? Hanumanji said, you only try first. Because if I try, might be you might not get a chance to try. So you try. So Hanumanji said, okay, Ravan said, okay, fine. Put up his fist and, give one strong blow to Hanuman. And Hanumanji was in the, when he hit Hanumanji, it was like not even one hair of Hanumanji's body was shaken off. So now he asked Hanumanji asked Ravan, now are you ready? Abhi to ready hona hi padega. Abhi now it's my chance to get the blow. I am ready for it. So Hanumanji just took tight fist. इतने में all the demigods started shivering. अरे क्या होगा, पूरा story change हो जाएगा. What will happen if this fist hits Ravan? Ravan will be finished here, and on the spot he will get finished. Then पूरा रामायण का story का पूरा rewrite करना पड़ेगा वाल्मीकि जी को. Valmiki ji had told the Ramayana before the Ramayana happened. So he was like, what will happen? So immediately all demigods, including Brahmaji, came and stood. And like Hanumanji was about to hit him. So like Hanumanji ऐसा हाथ लगाया और ऊपर देखा, तो ऊपर हनुमानजी अपना ब्रह्माजी ऐसे खड़े, प्लीज कम जोर से मारना, ज्यादा ने मत करना, don't finish the story here only. Then he slightly hits him, and then he gets shaken off. Ravan says, see, I am the weakest Vanar in Ram's Sena. There are many more big Diggaj Vanar in the Ram's Sena. And one of the most powerful was Jamvan and Angad and all those people. So here, why I'm telling you this story, the purpose of telling you this story is, this is called as submissive and humble. I explained you the power of one small finger's part of Hanumanji. But what did he do over there? He was humble. Because what did he say? मेरे भगवान का ताकत के वजह से मेरे अंदर ताकत है. जिस दिन वो ताकत निकाल देगा, मेरे अंदर का ताकत चला जाएगा. And that is what happened with Arjun. Arjun, the great Gandhivdhari who killed so many people, the entire hero of Mahabharata war, when Krishna left, he could not save the 16,108 wives who he was bringing from there to Hastinapur. And on the way, small, jungly, tribal people, they attacked and defeated Arjuna. And the same Gandiv bow was there with him, but he could not do anything. And he tells, the Mahabharata, he tells, I lost my power because Lord was my power. Because of Lord, I was able to run this war. So the point what we have to understand here is, one has to be submissive. classic example of submissive is once in Juhu, when Srila Prabhupada was here, a devotee entered, and when Srila Prabhupada entered, everyone fell down and paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, except for one devotee. He did not fall down. He was just standing like that. Prabhupada took the walking stick, pointed at him, and he said, his downfall has already started. What did he say? His downfall has already started. So, first and foremost, one has to pay respect to the spiritual master. Both Diksha Guru as well as Shiksha Guru. Diksha Guru ko to, even in the dreams, you have to be paying obeisances to him. And once you are submissive, then you are empowered by the teacher. Who is submissive? See, don't misunderstand submissive to be chamcha. No, that's a different thing. This is a different thing. टीचर का चमचागिरी करने से कोई सबमिसिव नहीं बन जाता है या कोई टीचर का डियर नहीं हो जाता है. Whereas one who serves the spiritual master with both Vapu Seva and Pani Seva. Vapu Seva means bodily, whatever help he does, and Vani, whatever instruction is given to him, he is successful in life. He is always successful in life. So that is why another big quality of Suta Goswami is that he was very, very submissive. And because he was submissive, what type of knowledge was given to him? Guhyam knowledge. See, all try to understand this with context to Mahabharata. All had a allegation towards Dronacharya that you are only teaching Arjuna and not teaching us. All the Pandavas and Kauravas, both. Even the Pandavas also, he was only attached to Arjuna. He was not attached to any one of them. Why? Because when he asked him, he said, the eye of the fish. When he asked him, or the eye of the parrot? No. He knew he was in a submissive mood. And what is a classic example of a submissiveness? What is a classic example of Arjuna's submissiveness? Yes, Reena Mataji, unmute karna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
In the war field, he refused to fight when he saw his guru.
No. No. Jigar.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I think Riya Mataji has also raised hand. So
no, I want you to speak now.
Okay. Prabhuji, when Dronacharya was teaching both Pandavas and Kauravas, he, to take test of the children, he created a Maya of a crocodile, like Mayavi crocodile he created.
Very good.
And when he was having bath, that crocodile, he was approaching Dronacharya. So he started saying, "Bachao, bachao, bachao." So everybody was like, "Are inko bachao, are inko bachao, are inko bachao." But Arjun was the one who, he went inside to actually save him, even though he was not knowing swimming.
He just jumped into the water in the spur of the moment. He just jumped into the water. Yes. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Perfect. So he just jumped into the water, just seeing the crocodile approaching Dronacharya. He immediately jumped into the water to save his master. And the minute he jumped into the water, the crocodile vanished. And there, all the Kauravas and the Pandavas, they realized, oh, that is his, one-pointed attraction towards the spiritual master. Another example, I think this you will all must not be knowing. that Ashtavakra and Janak Maharaj. Janak, as I told you in the Ramayana series, I had explained Janak 1, 2, 3, 4, बहुत सारे Janak हैं. So in one of the Janaka, what did he do? He was very, very attached to the Guru, and Guru was very much attached to him. So all the students again said, oh, look at him. The Guru is very biased, is very close to that king because he's a king and king will give him a lot of goody things. That's why he's. But to explain that, once the class started, and once the class started, Ashtavakra was giving the lecture. Suddenly he said, I can see there is a fire in your city. Your kingdom is in fire. Those who want to go and save their houses and property can please go. Immediately few people immediately caught up. उनके पास छोटे-छोटे झोपड़ियां थी या छोटे some little positions they had. To save that, they all left and they ran to save those positions. But Janak Maharaj did not go. So he asked Janaka, why you are not going? No, I don't want to go. I am happy over here with you. And then when they went to the city, they said there was no fire in the city. They came back. They were shocked to see it was only Janaka who was sitting there and ready to listen to the katha. And rest of the people had gone, and then they all came back realizing what that mistake was. So we have to understand that how submissiveness is shown by great Vaishnavas. Another classic example is Eknath Maharaj and Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj was also he had gone to meet a spiritual master, and he was so busy in the kirtan and bhabanga that few of Aurangzeb's soldiers had come very close over there. But Eknath said, don't worry, Lord will take care of it. You just look after the bhajan. You just do the bhajan. Everything will be taken care of by the Lord. And literally nothing happened. Those people went away and Shivaji was untouched. So that is what happens. One who is submissive to the spiritual master. Submissive means he has the power to do, but then he still considers his power to be a part of given by the teacher or by the Lord. He doesn't consider himself as a possessor of the power. So that is what is submissive. And because you are submissive, your spiritual master has endowed you with all favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Two things. You have to be a submissive and a gentle disciple. Then all the favors of the spiritual master comes on you. Therefore, you can tell us all what you have scientifically learned from them. He has not used one word from him. He has said them. So here we all have to understand. Kahin na kahin, one has to be submissive towards the spiritual master and he has to be gentle to his spiritual master. The way of asking the question is also should be soft. And there are some ways in which as an interaction between the teacher and the student, the interaction should be in a different manner. Generally, people take it very casually, very friendly manner. Oh, he's younger to me. He's slightly older to me. He's my age. He's cracking nice jokes. So let me be very jolly with him. No. That is why it is said, okay, one has to maintain these things. Then these are the qualities which Suta Goswami had. And because of these qualities of being submissive, being on a what other qualities were, he was free from vices, and what was the other quality? Free from vices. He had learned it from a proper parampara. He has explained that in the proper manner to all the students. And last but not the least, he is a very submissive person. These qualities only has empowered Sutta Goswami to become the eligible speaker from that seat. Ninth verse I will not take today, because ninth verse is the first question. There are 6 questions which are asked by the sages. 6 important questions, and we will be discussing those questions in detail. Now, these are only glorifying him. And this also shows the method in which one has to approach a spiritual master when it comes to the question. It should not be lip talk. Please, I repeat once again, it should not be lip talk. It should be actual realizations. People generally come up with, oh, explain karna hai, I'm very good at lip talk. We don't want lip talk. Lip talk is always makes you more cheaper, more lower. Therefore, when you have these qualities in some way or the other coming up with you, it will be easier for you to understand the Guhya secrets. Because only a person who has got the Guhya secrets, or the what is a Hindi mein English Guhya ko kya bolenge Hindi mein, English mein?
Confidential.
Confidential, yes. Confidential knowledge of the Lord. I mean, whatever knowledge the teacher has earned, that can be given to you very easily. Okay. Anybody has got any doubts, questions, can ask.